How to stop the far right. The predictable success of so-called far-right parties in elections across Europe in recent days, combined with the Reform Party leapfrogging the Tories in one of the latest polls here in the UK, has naturally produced a glut of hyperventilating commentary from the world's media, led, as usual, by The Guardian. It would be tempting, understandable, and mostly correct to dismiss this reaction as a coping mechanism our elites use to process the rebellion of the ordinary man against their policies. Mass immigration, an obsession with multicultural utopia, failure to ensure order and enforce the law, and all the other forms of extreme behavior that are never described as such, as I'll cover in an upcoming video. Having attempted to suppress dissent against their progressive agenda through a combination of overt censorship on the one hand and political correctness on the other, those who control the media narratives have created a situation where the allegations they so readily level at their fellow citizens are no longer taken seriously by a significant portion of the public. While they spent an entire week mocking this man for claiming that accusations of racism have become boring, what they fail to realize is that a significant and growing portion of the public agree with him privately, even if they're not as willing as he is to say so publicly. As someone who lost family members in the Holocaust, I've become increasingly disgusted by the way these people have utterly debased very important words like Nazi, fascist, and far right over the past decade. What makes it worse is they have done so with utter cynicism and no regard for the obvious consequences. The point of words is to describe reality in a way that generates consensus. Far right used to mean skinheads, neo-Nazis, and white supremacists. Now it means 1990s liberals who believe in well-managed migration, being careful with big pharma, and women without penises. When the term far right is routinely used to describe people whose major crime is to have voted for Brexit or dared to publicly oppose giving 5-year-olds puberty blockers, the inevitable consequence is that if everyone is far right, no one is. This is a dangerous place to be, given that some people really are far right, and being able to call them this and be taken seriously is important. Given the frustrations many people rightly feel about the way the mainstream parties and their media facilitators have run our countries, it is tempting to turn a blind eye to the fact that while The Guardian will screech far right at anyone and everyone, lurking within these populist revolt movements are some genuinely unsavory characters. So, how do we stop this becoming a problem? If you're a member of what I call the avocado toast brigade, i.e. people who live in leafy metropolitan areas in wealth and comfort, unaffected by the consequences of mass immigration and rising crime, you are no doubt reaching for bans, censorship, and the elite go-to of foreign interference. The solution, however, is much simpler. The moment has come to open your eyes and face reality. Successive governments across Europe have acted against both the wishes and interests of the silent majority for decades, by raising immigration to unprecedented and unsustainable levels, by printing money to fund unaffordable spending, by creating a legal framework more concerned with the human rights of criminals and terrorists than the right to life, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness for the law-abiding majority, by introducing wacky and outright harmful ideas into the education system, by denigrating the history of our countries and our civilization, by encouraging identity politics and racial divisiveness, and by censoring and cancelling those who dared to say no. What you're witnessing is a natural and predictable correction. I say it is predictable because I've been predicting it for years. Your time of forcing your worldview down the throats of your fellow citizens is coming to an end. The sooner you accept this, the less painful it will be, for you and for the rest of us too. The way to stop the far right is to listen to your fellow citizens, hear their concerns, and act accordingly. Naturally, I do not expect the people I'm attempting to reach to heed this call. On the contrary, I expect them to double down, dig their heels in, and screw the lid of the pressure cooker on even tighter. That's why, as we'll talk about in an upcoming video, it's extremism all the way down. If you enjoy these videos, you should know that they're available on my Substack weeks, sometimes even months ahead of time. So make sure you head on over there now, click the link, and subscribe. Before you go, let me tell you about this new supplement that has got a lot of people excited. In our interview with the brilliant Tim Urban, he said,
we should be talking about longevity and longevity science.
Researchers like the biologist David Sinclair have recently made game-changing discoveries showing that it's possible to slow down aging or even reverse it with interventions that go beyond healthy habits. And this is why I'm using Verso. Verso is a company dedicated to translating scientific breakthroughs into products that hold the potential to increase longevity. As we age, we accumulate zombie cells, old damaged cells that linger beyond their useful life. These zombie cells infect other healthy cells, speeding up the aging process. That's where we see wrinkles, arthritis, hair loss, cognitive deterioration, and so on. What scientists have realized is that when we induce autophagy, the body's natural cleanup process, we can starve these zombie cells of energy and kill them. This is where Clean Being comes in with its thoughtfully formulated blend of clinically proven ingredients intended to activate autophagy for improved cellular health. After taking Clean Being for some time, clinical trials have proven better skin, less inflammation, healthier hair, hormonal regulation, better immunity, enhanced vision, and enhanced cognitive function, amongst many other incredible results. If you want to read more about all of the research, then check out the reference link in the description of this video. Plus, Verso publishes third-party testing on every batch of its products to guarantee that you're getting exactly what you're paying for. So, if you want to join me, you can get 15% off your first order by going to ver.so. That's ver.so, and use code TRIGGER to save 15% off your first order.